There's nothing. It feels like just a black hole. There's nothing.
There's nothing. Okay. It's just darkness. Look at yourself. Have you got a body?
No,
No. Okay. How does it make you feel to be in this dark hole?
I'm I'm free. I'm free. I can float.
Hmm. Is there any fear?
No, I I can make any flow I want, any movement I want. I can just whoosh around. I'm weightless.
Hmm. And this freedom, what is it telling you? What does it mean to you to be able to do anything you want?
Can just flow. I can just float and flow and move with no restrictions.
Yes. No restrictions. You can do what you want. You can be whatever you want.
I can stay.
Is this what freedom feels like?
Yeah, it's so peaceful. It's almost hypnotic. It's just quiet. And
Is it energizing?
yes,
Would you like to stay here for a while or move from here?
I can stay a little.
Hmm. Let us stay a little here.
The colors have slowly evolved now. They've
Hmm.
become brighter and sharper and
Okay. So from no colors to now there are colors.
like a sunlight type brightness.
Hmm.
So much of it.
Hmm. And is it just all around you or is it coming from source of light?
All around me.
Hmm. How did this light come about from darkness to light?
It started coming like blobs and then being absorbed where I was, and then more blobs like a pulsing sort of.
And the darkness turned into light.
Yeah. And like how I was with the darkness, now I'm with the brightness.
Hmm.
There's no me and the brightness. There was no me and the darkness. It was just
How does this brightness feel?
it's so beautiful. It's the same as the darkness. There's quiet and there's peace and stillness and
And just as energizing as the darkness.
yeah.
It was more energizing or are they the same?
The brightness, of course, is more energizing. It's more vibrant.
And you're not separate to it? You feel like one with it?
Yeah, it's like there's no difference. It's been absorbed, part of it.
What are you experiencing now?
Again, the same sense of freedom. Even though there's a stillness now, there's a vibrancy, though it feels like richer, same peace, the same, it's just more vibrant and more um, intense in all those feelings.
And is there a color to this brightness?
Like it flows like liquid gold, but it's brighter.
Mm-hmm.
Almost got like a sparkle. Very, 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 very bright and intense to look at.
Okay. Again, would you like to stay here for some time?
We can leave now.
Okay. So now let us move forward to a time where we can find information that will help you. I'll count from 3 to 1, and on 1 you will be there. 3, 2, 1. You are there now. Where are you?
I'm in a forest. I see lots of trees.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they're like it's very brown though. So
Mm-hmm.
a barren forest, like they've died.
What else is
All,
there?
all brown, all different shades of brown. Ground is brown. The trees are brown.
Mm-hmm. And have you got a body?
I have a body.
Mm-hmm. Have a look at your feet. What do they look like?
I'm two-toed and furry.
What do your limbs look like? Have a look at your hands.
No hands.
Mm-hmm.
I have a like I want to say wings, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe they are wings.
Mm-hmm. Have you got feathers?
No,
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite fly. I don't quite hop.
Mm-hmm. So have a look at your whole body. What does it look like? Does it look like That of a bird?
No,
Mm-hmm.
looks like a cross between a kangaroo and sort of a featherless flying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cross between a kangaroo and a featherless flying bird.
Very, very strange.
Okay. Okay. Nothing to judge. Let's see for what it is. Seeing it for what it is. Has it got a beak?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. And how tall is it?
quite tall.
Mm-hmm.
My feet feel far down, so quite tall.
Quite tall. Okay. And are there more like you around? Or is it just you for now?
There are.
There are more like you? Okay. So what are you doing in this forest, which is barren? What are you doing there?
It feels like we're looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when I came here, I also felt like that we're looking for something.
Okay. You're looking for something. Okay. Is this home for you?
This is home.
Mm-hmm.
There's a feeling of loss, um, hope, like hopelessness, loss. There are some bodies I can see far, like a little bit further away
Mm-hmm.
of us that have died.
Okay. So what happened? What happened?
There was some sort of an explosion with a big sound, and I think it led to all the trees dying, and there's no water anymore.
So you're able to look at all of this from way up above. What planet is this? Do you recognize this planet? Is this Earth? Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like us.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
No.
Looks very different from Earth.
Yes, the colors are different. There's more browns and um, yeah, different shades of brown.
Mm-hmm. So as you now see yourself from up above, you can also go back to what happened. What actually happened? Where did the explosion come from?
I think so. From what I can kind of see, it's like a meteor type collision,
Mm-hmm.
and the colors were different before that. So there's definitely some blue amongst the brown,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably water.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's changed after.
Okay. After the meteor collided, it's all changed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So as you go back into your body on that planet, what are you doing? What are you doing there?
So digging with beak and feet. There are these not quite like a snail, but not like a grub, but like a slug size. But I think we're foraging for food. We're looking for food in the ground.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It feels very hard and very, yeah, very hard.
Okay. So the meteor strike made it very hard.
Yes.
Hmm. And how many of you are there, approximately? Look around. How many of you are there?
Maybe about 50, 80.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And are there any other types of beings there? Or is it just your type?
I can see really far,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no nothing that I can see. There is just this group of us here, and there isn't
Mm-hmm.
anything else.
So how badly was the planet destroyed by the meteor strike?
So if I rise above
Mm-hmm.
and go round, you could see a huge, like crater type hole in the ground, and it looks very big from up here as well. So
Okay.
yeah, basically badly hit.
Mm-hmm. And as you have risen above, can you see what part of the solar system or the planetary system your planet is? Can you see other planets? Are you able to recognize where this planet is, or what part of space is it?
If I rise enough, I can see another 6 planets.
Mm-hmm.
Similar formation to our solar system,
Mm-hmm.
but yet very different as well. The sun doesn't seem as bright.
Is it just the one sun?
just the one bright
Mm-hmm.
star, sun,
Okay.
and it looks like it's the same sort of orbiting system.
Mm-hmm. Going around the sun.
Yeah,
Okay.
but there's a sense of turbulence around this whole system. It feels like there's a lot of unrest and things flying around.
Mm-hmm. It's not that stable.
Unstable.
Mm. Are you able to give this system a name? What name comes to you? Or does it have a name? Maybe you are
You
able to
know,
tell the galaxy that it is part of. Is it part of the Milky Way?
part of the Milky Way because I had thought of the Milky Way when we went here and we were rising, and
Mm-hmm.
so I assume it would be part of it.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Now that you've identified the galaxy, I want you to go back down to what you were doing, foraging for food, back into your body, into the body of that being. I want you now to leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
I know around me there is like valley type of structure, rugged hills, very stony, so cliffs and rough terrain.
Mhm.
There is now green in the trees. It feels like we've migrated, we moved to a completely different part of the planet.
Okay.
There's water,
Mhm.
there's more living things here.
Okay. And how do you feel about that? Do you feel more stable, more safe?
More safe, more content.
Mhm.
Even back then though, around me there was a calm and a stillness. There wasn't a anxiety, so to say.
Okay.
But here there's, yeah, a feeling of progress, of,
Mhm.
yeah, a good life.
Okay. And is there a home, or do you just live out in the open?
Out in the open.
Mhm.
There are no dwellings. It's, yes,
Mhm.
very.
Okay. And have you got a family, children, partner, or is just you as part of this community?
I don't feel any familial connections.
Mhm. So you exist as part of this group of beings. Do you communicate to each other?
Yes, but not by sound, by patterns in the mind.
Hmm. So almost like telepathy.
Yeah,
Is it like you think of something and they know it, to whom you want to communicate to?
absolutely. And maybe that's the reason why there's a calmness around.
Mm.
I'm not even sure if I have ears.
Hmm.
I feel like I don't have ears.
Okay. What about eyes? Do you have eyes?
Yes, yes.
So now that you are in a better place where there is progress, water, it's green, let's leave that scene and move forward to another important day. I want you to go back to the last day of your life on that planet. You have gone forward to the last day of your life on that planet that we were watching. What is happening? What do you see?
I get a feeling of abundance, balance. Things are things are good.
Hmm.
Um, there is everyone around me. So as a group, we're doing well. Um, it's good,
Hmm.
and I just breathe out. I'm also good. Just take a last deep moment, and that's it.
Okay. And as you look back at that life on that planet, what was your position in that community?
It felt um like almost like an overviewer. A doesn't feel like a leadership, but it feels like a it was like a like a carer and overseer and
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
in an essence, not in the thick of it, and having more of a bird's eye view over the group.
Hmm. And was there a leader in that group?
Yes, I get the feeling of there being one being
Hmm.
who gave like command or yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now whatever has happened has already happened, and you're on the other side of it. And from that position, you can look back at that entire life and see it from a different perspective. Every life has a lesson and a purpose. And as you look at that life, what did you learn from it? What did you learn from it?
Even through all the highs and lows, there was a sense of calm.
Hmm.
Even through the turbulence, there was a sense of calm.
Okay.
So, which I found it quite intriguing. with that sense of calm.
Mhm.
And even when things were unstable, there was still a stability.
Okay. This sense of stability, where was that coming from, even though things were unstable
From
externally?
within.
Mm, very good. And what do you think was the purpose of that lifetime?
To survive,
Mm, yes.
just survival through a very unstable atmosphere.
Mm,
It felt like maybe this was not such a unique occurrence and it probably happens all the time.
mhm. Because of the nature of the whole solar system,
Yeah,
how it was turbulent and unstable. Okay. I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different lifetimes for Binal to see today. You chose to bring forward this life for her to see. Why did you pick this lifetime?
she needs to pick calm even in the storm.
This lifetime showed her how she could be calm even if things were not stable in her environment.
Yes.
Mhm. What else?
Also, the realization of what self self belief
Mhm.
can do. That life where she believed that she was going to live and survive and they would find somewhere else to rehabilitate.
Mhm. And that self belief can work wonders. So, would you know where that life was? What planet was it? What part of the galaxy was it?
Unknown, undiscovered,
Doesn't have a name.
no
Is it very,
name.
is it very far away from this solar system?
Yes.
Is there anything else you would like to tell her about that life that you made her see?
Communication needs to be clearer, not to mix it up and complicate it with things like self doubt, second guessing,
Mhm.
also allowing her ego to take over.
So, this pain that she had in her left calf, is that now released or is it still there?
It's there.
Hmm. And what is it there for?
Unsure footing. So self doubt, second guessing,
And now that she has seen this life where she had a strong self belief, will that help her to have that same strong belief in herself in this life?
yes,
Mhm. And thus letting go of self doubt, letting go of second guessing in her communication. She fully believes in herself, who she is. Are you now able to help her release that pain in her left calf?
Yes.
Thank you. Let me know when you're done.
Releasing now.
Okay, thank you.
All done.
Thank you. So now with this new self-belief in her, will she be able to lead her team in a better way?
Yes.
Can you also scan her chakras for me? Is there any blockage in her chakras?
The sacral
Mm,
is a little bit blocked.
okay. Any others?
Others are clear.
Others are clear. Okay, very good. So working on this self-belief, which chakra has it opened up?
Her heart.
Okay, thank you for that. Also, initially, she saw herself in a black hole, and then surrounded by light. What is the reason that she saw that?
It was to reassure her that doesn't matter where you are in your journey, you just need to go with it, to flow. Darkness, brightness, all irrelevant. Just flow. The
Wonderful.
brightness was also to remind her where she comes from.
Hmm. Wonderful. Even when she was surrounded by darkness, she still felt the freedom. She still felt the energy. And the same was true when she was in the brightness. Is there anything else you would like to tell her? Any message that you have for her?
Believing is not ego. Being confident is not ego. Knowing what you want is not ego. Not to confuse.
So does she confuse that sometimes with ego?
Yes, for self-doubt.
Anything else?
No,
Okay. Have you got a message for me?
you are about to discover something that is at the pinnacle of evolution.
Any clue as to what it is?
There will be a shift in your mindset that will lead you to a new realization.
What can I do to reach out to more people? Sometimes it feels like I get stuck there.
More physical, personal gathering opportunities, as opposed to online. There is too much of that right now. More working with people closer within your vicinity.
Thank you for that. Anything else, or are we done?
That's all for now.
Feeling wonderful all over. How are you feeling?
Yeah, like I've slept all night.
Do you remember everything? Or some bits?
So I've woken up very hot.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah, and a bit sweaty.
Okay. You remember how you went onto that warm cloud?
Yeah, that the beginning was fascinating. The whole floating and how it was pitch dark,
Hmm.
um, and yet there was a sense of just. It's amazing how you can be energy yet you're also infused.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I
almost
felt.
like that darkness was you,
Yeah,
right? And then you remember the brightness coming through.
yeah, yeah. It was like a lava lamp.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing life. I mean, do you remember any of it? Or bits of it, maybe?
Mm. I remember. I remember my toes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two toes.
two-toed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
very confusing being to the human mind, if that makes sense.
yes.
Yes, yes.
It's
So
it's when I think initially you weren't sure, and when you started to describe it, I was like, just go with it, whatever it is. And then you
yeah,
described it really well, kind of a half bird, half kangaroo type animal. Um, but it of course, it had a message. There was a message in that life. Do you remember what it was?
I think it had to do with because there was calmness and there was unrest or lack of stability because of things that were shooting out. I remember that very
Yeah,
vividly. There was a lot of gas and there was a lot of flashing lights and yeah,
yeah, yeah. And it's absolutely fine, if you don't remember the whole of it. But what you saw in that state has set in. The realization has set in.
yeah,
Um, so just to give you a quick recap in terms of, there was a meteor strike on your planet, and it was affected. You as a community of these beings were affected too, and as we moved forward in that life, you found you found a place where you could live, you could sustain yourself. You found the greenery again. You found life there, right?
Ah,
Um, and ultimately, the reason why the subconscious showed you that was about self-belief. That if you have that self-belief, you will always find stability back again,
okay.
right?
Mm,
And it was interesting because just the very thing we were talking before the session about being around all sorts of people and feeling that instability, in that committee that you have. Uh, the key message here was just have that self belief that
yeah,
what you're doing is right. Uh, don't have any doubts because that brings about a lot of instability.
right.
And also, I think where you kind of get confused, and maybe after the session it will be less so, but is you doubt yourself in terms of what the ego is. Like
Okay,
it quite clearly said this that the ego is not being confident, right? When you are confident, it doesn't mean that you're egoic.
okay,
When you are brave, it doesn't mean that you're egoic, right?
right.
So I think that was a place where the self-doubt was coming from, as in, you are a confident person, but then you doubt yourself. You question yourself. Is that the ego? But it isn't.
Okay, okay,
Being strong is not egoic. Yeah.
okay.
Um, yeah, and it said a few things, and I'm glad I recorded it. But um, it's I'll send that to you. Yeah, it's an amazing session. Yeah.
Okay.
So this, yeah, you were gonna
So
say?
I often, I truly believe, and I know things. I have a belief that when things need addressing, they get thrown in your face just before a session. I completely believe that.
Mm,
Um, and so maybe my subconscious also gears me towards these situations to then take me on a relevant journey. I don't think these last two times are the only times it's happened, isn't it?
mm,
It's happened before as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
it's it's where it feels like something needs to be addressed um, to help you move forward, and that's where it brings it up, right? Just before the session.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I find myself in situations that
Yeah,
are troublesome and I muddle through them but need addressing, sort of
yeah,
thing. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah.
But no, wonderful, wonderful. I mean, yeah, sometimes, um, we doubt ourselves and we don't have that self-belief. But I think this session has really showed us that if we have that self-belief, we can truly find, um, a very stable environment around us.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and then, I asked it to release that energy because now that you realize that you have self-belief, so release
Yeah.
that energy from your left calf. How does it feel now? Does it feel any different?
So when I walked to get my phone, um, yeah, it wasn't as stiff as when I lay down.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's where we worked, did it?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So that's where the lack of self-belief was. What the subconscious said was the reason why the pain is there is because there is a wrong footing. Right?
Oh,
you feel that it's a wrong footing, so it's unstable, right? So
Okay.
it's now your experience is now being physically uh, shown to you. Do you see what I mean?
Right.
Because your lower calf pain in there gives you that instability. Does it?
Okay. Okay.
Strange, isn't it? How like our our experiences are transformed into physical. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And then it can be translated to something like this, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Hmm.
I thought I just picked up some sort of an injury somewhere, you know? Yeah.
So very much connected to your self doubt. But since having watched that Lifetime where it showed you that actually you are able to have self belief, you can have that in this life too. That you
Yeah.
really had strong belief in yourself in that lifetime. In fact, the way you communicated as well, I don't know if you remember that to others, was through telepathy in that lifetime. And your communication was clear. Whereas in this lifetime, you know, it is clouded by self doubt. So
Okay.
going forward, should improve over time, with self belief.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Interesting. Well, yeah, what we were talking about before the session. So I think it answered all of that for you, and and this also opened up your heart chakra. So I asked it, to give a scan of your chakras, and it says yes, there is
Yes.
still a blockage in your sacral, a little bit, but um, working on this self belief has opened up your heart chakra, which, if you remember in our previous session, was blocked.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
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 So all of this came through.
Wow.
Powerful, very powerful session.